everyone. Can't wait for what should be an amazing show tonight in the Cup Series for the Hennessy Performance League. We have multiple favorites tonight as we go through our power rankings shortly here. But I'm going to introduce my co-caster for tonight, and that is Do Redneck 520. Welcome in, everyone. Do.
Thank you, Masopes. Definitely should be a very, very interesting night of racing. Talladega racing. It's a night where you can't predict what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen with these playoff drivers. It should be a very, very exciting race, if not only for the drivers, but yet for the fans as well. So yet, for me and you to be up in the broadcast booth, we should be able to get one heck of a treat of a race we got for y'all tonight.
Absolutely. And just before shortly the race, we're going to go into our amazing power rankings released on Discord from Always Joker 88 himself. And just shortly here, as we go into the power rankings or Cup Series at Talladega, there's many things that can happen at this big 2.5 mile speedway track. It's the widest track in NASCAR and also the longest oval at 2.66 miles and a 33-degree banking. It's possible for 3, 4, and even 5 wide racing here tonight. As we start off the lineup, number 1, 88 Always Joker. Joker entered as a favorite to win the championship, and the win from Iowa was a statement win. With him locked in from the win, locked in from the win, look for him to help his Chevy teammates move on. He also plans to be aggressive as well, since he has nothing to lose and he wants more playoff points added to his total. He is the only driver currently moving on to the next round of the playoffs coming into tonight that is secure. Number 2 is the 42 Chip Ganassi Chevrolet of Brody. Brody enters the playoffs with another great run, coming second in Iowa, putting him in a great spot for Talladega as he is 40 points above the cut line. With such a big gap, look for him to help his teammates Crab and Tiger as they are closer to the cut line than he is. Coming in at number 3 in the power rankings for Talladega is Jason Cole 65 in the 38 front row Ford. Jason's run last night proved that his win at Charlotte wasn't a fluke. Having a shot to win and earned a lot of points out, Jason is a good spot heading into the unpredictable race at Talladega. Is he the Austin Dillon of the playoffs? Coming in at number 4 is the Stewart-Haas Ford of Wake TV JoJo. JoJo had one of those races where he improved and got better as the race went on, possibly taking a more easier approach into the beginning of the race, then turning things up as the final stage comes around and a winner is decided. But if this is his plan to hang around at the back in the stages as the rounds go, he's going to be on the outside looking in unless he changes his strategy in the playoffs. Coming in at number 5 is the 2 Sir Sad Sack in the Ford Brad Keselowski machine. Sad Sack picked up where the other drivers of Mayhem, UBI, and Overbeek left off. With all these drivers having mistakes or issues, the driver of the 2 gained some key points and positions and now sits 8 points above the cut line coming in tonight at Talladega. Furthermore, we're going to shift it over to Do to give you guys a full playoff update of this series.
Well, right now, looking at how the playoffs shifts out, I mean, we're definitely looking at 2 drivers below the cut line, and I believe what you're going to see is you're going to see 2 drivers going to try to make some aggressive moves, and correct me if I'm wrong, it is JG Diamond in the 14 machine and Shake and Bake in the 4 down to 14 and 13 position. You're also looking at the 12 of Devin Baseball, Overbeek in the 11th spot, Crabs in the 10th position, and then you also got Tiger NASCAR up in the 9th spot. So yet, Mr. Oaks, what are you thinking about these drivers that are below and possibly above the cut line? What do you think that they're going to have to do? Do you believe that they're going to need to do some drastic moves at Talladega, or do you think that they're just going to try to hold their race steady and see if they can just run up to the front?
Well, the unpredictability of this track is something that these drivers are going to have to face every corner. It's going to be extremely interesting to see how these guys take into effect such precision moves that's going to be need to be made, and that comes into play with reaction time at this track. You guys are going so fast, the fastest track on the circuit to be said, and the reaction time is just going to be less here. We're going to see contact on that backstretch coming out of 2. We're going to see contact coming out of 4. That's because the outside is going to be getting those runs then. That's when, if they get lined up, it's going to be just enough to power out the inside. I think the inside is going to be really strong in the opening portion. The outlap of the stages, the first lap of the race, we'll see the inside have a much stronger pull than the outside. But if guys can get up in that outside lane and really get together, especially guys below the cut line, they're going to be needing to go up there. You can't just sit behind somebody on the inside and ride around. That's not going to be the strategy tonight. I think get to the front and lead as much as possible if you're one of those guys close to the cut line. And to mention that, we have over I believe it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers within a
Hey,
22-point difference of one another. That is
hey,
so extreme here, and that's going to be a huge, huge race for those drivers.
hey, Masopes, I hate to interrupt you, bud, but yeah, we
Of
just given
course,
the word.
and we are allowed to go ahead.
Guys, any predictions before we get ready to go to the race? Ready?
Any predictions? I believe the
I
88 of always Joker. He has 8 regular season wins. He found himself with the regular season champion. He should be in victory lane tonight again, I believe, and claim that ninth win. But it is the most unpredictable track on the circuit of Talladega. And here we go, guys. We're getting ready to load in for the live race. We might be a lap late or so. We'll see where these guys are lining up and get them called out as quickly as possible in their running positions.
I say yeah, here they are already up at turn 1 and 2. You got Sir Sad Sack up in the front position. And then behind him, you got Tiger NASCAR, who definitely is somebody that you definitely want to keep an eye on. But from my point of view, I definitely see the 18 machine of that would
It is
be it
A
looks like
Trout 7, I believe. We have
it looks like
Ubi Buff Chanka in the 48 running in P3. Coming in at P4 right now is GG Diamonds. He's that guy that's 7 points below the cut line. He's going to be looking for a good finish in stage 1. He's going to need those stage points to progress. We have the 21 of Overbeek right now coming in P7. He's one of those guys that's close to the cut line, 3 points above. He needs a good stage finish. These guys all filing out inside line here as we see 2 cars back on the inside, as that is the 88 and the 38 of Always Joker. And Jason Cole, 65, dropping to the back. Those guys are a little bit clearer on the cut line. We'll see if these guys are really going to fan out here. Looks like the inside line really going to come in.
yeah, it looks like everybody's wondering why you run down to the bottom line. But the thing is, though, is that that's the only way you can be able to survive here at Talladega is by the draft. As you see the 48 going onto the outside, looking like he's going to try to go to the back and see if he can find someone to work with. That is UBI Buff Shanka. And looks like he's going to try to hold that outside line. But the thing is, though, is that you never know. You can see the 17 of Tommy. You can see the 12 of Devin Baseball. You can see the 88 trying to go up there up to the front. But yet it should play out very, very good for that back of the pack. But yet looking like our leader's trying to get away from the pack there, Miss Hopes.
Absolutely. We see the 2 car of Sad Sack. He is out front right now with a sizable lead. This pack is going to catch him really quickly as the 1 car gets shifted to the outside. That is Tiger NASCAR 1. We see the 14 car coming in now on the inside with a Ford right behind him. I believe that Ford behind him is the 41 car of Mayhem
That is
Tomorrow, I
41
believe,
car.
with another Ford behind him as well in the 21 of Overbeek. We'll see if those Fords can continue to stay out front here as the 2 car of Sad Sack, he's still have that sizable lead. I wonder how these guys aren't catching him just quite yet. It seems like he's got enough room out there that they would be hopping him in quite quickly.
That's definitely very, very interesting to see. You can see how far the 2 has in the gap on 14. But the thing is, though, is that...
Oh, he's up in the wall. He's up in the wall in turn 1 here.
Yeah,
Contact with the wall. The 2 car slows down majorly here.
He is up at the wall, but the question is, how long can those 4 drivers be able to get up to the 2 car and see if they can work their way up for that position? But as you can see, the 2 car is cutting up in front of the 14 to be able to get that draft to stay in position. Nice move there by the 2 car.
And he goes back up the track here. I believe his strategy is to arc these corners here. He wants to get a good arc that's giving him the most momentum. That's what you want to do here if you're by yourself. Arc the corners. That way you can see straight up back to the high line here. We'll see if that 14 car gets a run. He is going to get alongside of him. He's going to get freight trained all the way. Maybe that was his plan all along, was to go to the back. The 14 car now, I believe
GG
that
Diamonds.
is GG Diamonds.
GG Diamonds.
He is outside the line by 7 points. He's in the last spot in this playoffs, and right now he's leading this race.
I mentioned the 14 car. He definitely has to get a spot for him to be able to move on to the next round. Him and the 4 car. But the thing is, though, is that GG Diamonds is looking really, really good up here in front of his teammate, the 41 and the 21. But the thing is, though, is that how long can these 4 drivers be able to hold on, be able to work together? Because you see, there's a lot of Fords in this field, but yet there's a couple of Chevys, and yet I don't believe there is a Toyota. But the thing is, it's a battle between Chevys and Fords. You can see maybe the 48 and maybe the 88 and the 1 working together. But once that plays out, because I'm looking back at the 2 trying to work with the Tiger NASCAR and the 38, and that is 38 of Jason Cole. We'll see how long can this pack last together before they get to the green flag cycles.
And as we go back to the leader here of GG Diamonds with his teammate, the 41, right behind him, that's who he wants to see of Mayhem tomorrow. This should be a really good run for him. Mayhem tomorrow is plenty full. He's 29 points above the cut line. That's right where he wants to be. He doesn't, he's safe considering a second-place finish here. And there's no other person that he'd rather finish second to in this first stage than his teammate of GG Diamonds, who was out 7 points. We have another Stuart Haas driver, Shake and Bake. I do not believe he is in the field. I'm not sure if I've seen the 4-car tonight. But he is also looking out, so I do not believe he will be making the playoffs, which leaves one transfer spot, and that's going to be between GG Diamonds, Devin Baseball in the 12, Overbeak in the 21, Crabass in the 3, and Tiger NASCAR in the 1, as well as Sir Sad Sack in the 8. That difference right there is only 10 points between 6 drivers. So these guys are really going to have to see where they finish in Stage 1. I believe when we come to the end of Stage 1, it's going to be extremely, extremely hard racing to get to the line.
It's just going to be hard. I mean, I've just seen a little bit of bump and bangs from the 21.
And we
trying
see
to
the
be
leader
able to
here, the 41
or
the 14 of GG Diamonds goes up the track as the 41 of Mayhem Tomorrow passes him underneath. He's going to try to shift back in the inside.
Right there from the 41. A little bit of contact right there. I'm telling you, Masopes. Oh, did the 14 hit the wall?
I believe the 14 did get in the wall. He's drifting to the back of the pack here. These guys go down to the inside of him. We'll shift back to the leader here of the 41. Who was out here in clean air, Mayhem Tomorrow. We've seen these leaders go out front and then shift to the back after a few laps. I believe that's strategy there. We're not seeing the and we see the 41 below the line here. Could he be coming to pit road? Nope, just going below the line.
No.
Here. Maybe faking some guys out.
Definitely been a little bit of
he's also dropping to the back here. Here we go. This guy's saving for fuel. This is what these guys are doing. They're going to go out front. They're going to get their run, and when they're in the lead, they're going to go, oh no. I'm running full throttle right now. I can't be running full throttle right now if I want to save fuel. So you're gonna have to drift to the back, get that draft. That's what we saw that 14 do. That's what we saw the 41 do. Those guys definitely trying to save fuel to stay out longer on the track. I believe the longer you stay out on the track is the most speed you're gonna carry off when you come off pit road.
And I mentioned the 48 and the 42. Could they be able to work together? And it looks like they're doing very, very good with Brody up there in P2 and the 48 of Buff Shanka, be able to work together. It seems like that their strategy is going very, very good. And it seems like that they're trying to get away from the field, which they are. And I believe the
that 2-car tandem is going away. The 1 car, the Chevrolet, he's going to get hung out to dry from that Chevrolet train. We have 4 Chevrolets in the field tonight. The Fords greatly outnumber them, but we see 2 Chevrolets getting a sizable amount of lead on this pack. I believe these guys are going for it. I think the savings out the window for them, and Brody is all for it right now with that 48.
I believe with Brody in the 48, I believe Buff, even though they're already in possibly a chance for them to be able to move on to the next race, yet they still want to prove a statement tonight, and this is their chance to say.
We see a 2-car tandem train as well. We're seeing tandems. Queue up here. We have two Ford tandems coming together here as we see the 10 and the 12. That's the 10 of Wake TV JoJo. Our buddy Jake Keepley, who's been watching the broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. That is his pick tonight, that 10 car, so watch out for him. As we have the 12 as well of Devin Baseball. He's 2 points above the cut line. He's looking there. And the 21 of Overbeak, he's 3 points above the cut line. He is also up there in that tandem.
Definitely been very, very interesting. Been watching that 12 car, but yet you can definitely see the 10 car wanting to get up there, trying to be able to get up to the 2 Chevy tandem right now. But yet it just seems like that 2-car tandem is just like they're getting away from the field this fast, and I didn't expect this. I mean, normally we would see everybody together, but no, it's just like the 48 to 42. They're trying to pull away from these guys.
And it looks like they are. They've done a great job of getting way out front here. They are a very sizable amount ahead of this pack. It's going to take them some time, and that's what this is. This is race time for stage 1. They have the best race time right now. The field is on them. If the field pits before them, they're losing time. If they pit with them, that's the only chance they're going to get to gain time. If they pit with them and outbreak these guys. That's what I've come to learn in my races at Talladega here. That's where you make up the time, is pit entry. And what you take on pit road, it all debates there on who's going to get out in that green flag stop. But these 2 guys right now have the race in their control.
I'm watching always Joker in the 88, trying to be able to build up a line for everyone to be able to get up there with the 41, the 17, and looking like the 2, the 1, and I believe that might be the 1, the 38, and the 14. They're trying to be able to work together and say, hey, let's try to work together and be able to get up to that pack because they're pulling away. They're already in turn 3 and 4, get ready to head up to the front stretch, and it just seems like they need to do something before the stage 1 break. Sorry. It just seems like these drivers are getting very, very farther away, but yet this pack back here needs to do something.
I just want to go ahead and state that we have 2 drivers that are going to miss this race tonight. And that is going to be Crabass in the 3 and Shake will be out. I believe they will both be put out of this round tonight. And every driver that you see in the field tonight will be advancing to the next round of the playoffs. That's big news as we've just received that. And so everybody's safe. Everybody's safe. Everybody that showed up tonight's safe. I think that's a ton of relief for those guys facing elimination. GG Diamond's one of those guys, 7 points out of the cut line. He showed up. He did his job. And it'll be very nice to see where he ends up at the end of this one, knowing that he's advanced. Being that guy that was so far below out of anybody. Not really that far, only 7 points. But he did face adversity as he was the last guy in. And these 2 guys out front here still, Brody and the 48 of Chanka, they are just pulling away, man. They really got out there. As we see this 1 pack coming into turn 1, these guys are already going down the backstretch. I mean, they are very, very far ahead of the rest of the field. I think that's huge, as we're going to try to cycle through the field here. I believe we have some guys closer to them, if I'm not mistaken, and we do. We have the 10, the 12, and the 21. That is the Ford train trying to catch up to them. 3 cars is faster than 2 here at this track, and I believe if they continue to stay out, they will make up that time on the 48 and 42.
You know, with the news that you just mentioned, even though that all the drivers are looking like to be into the next round, you got to think though they want to be able to pull a huge statement in this race tonight, regardless if they're in or not. The way I see it is that the 48 and the 42 are looking like they have a very, very good strategy, as well as the 10, the 12, and the 21 looking like they're running very, very good. But the thing is though, is that I'm watching this pack back here, getting ready to pass the start-finish line with the 14, the 41, the 1. 14, 17, and 88, and you would think that they'd be able to try to get together, but it's looking like the 2 is on the outside.
Could we have possibly missed a pit road entry with that pack?
No. As you see, the 48 and the 42 going to the pitch this time.
42, and the 12, the 10, and the 21 all follow here. The 21, these Fords really outbreaking those Chevrolets. See, they made up a ton of time going into pit road there. That's exactly what they needed to do.
Huge amount of time.
Exactly what they needed to do.
And you got to think about this next pack in the 3 and 4. They got to be going to the pitch this time soon because their gas, their fuel cannot last this long. As you see, can the 1 go down?
Absolutely. We're going to see these guys stay out. I believe
they're staying out.
They're staying out again. I believe these guys might have saved more fuel than the opponents here as we shift through this field that's green right now. We have the 1 car, I believe, and that is the 1 of Tiger NASCAR 1 leading the field. The 41 of Mayhem Tomorrow in second. The 88 of Always Joker in third. Jason Cole 65 in fourth. And we have the 2 car of Sad Sack in fifth with the 17. Oh, we have a move by Joker high up there on the outside as he gets out of line there. Guys shifting down the back. In sixth place is the 17
going below the other line. That is a big no-no right there with the 88 with Always Joker. That is a big no-no. I don't know if... Wow. But, not only that, but yet, just mentioning right now is that, the 10 and the 21 look like they're having some issues, but the 48 and the 42 are still sticking together, and then why you got the 3 Fords trying to work together. This has been a very, very interesting race.
We see this big pack coming to pit road here. We see this big pack coming to pit road here. The only car not being able to make it there that's had to stay out, I believe that is the 38. He's going to be all by himself. Jason Cole, 65. Finds himself in trouble as he does not have a drafting partner. And as these guys are coming back around, we should see the lead change back again. Brody in the 42 will have the lead here.
Something must be wrong with the 48 because normally we've just seen him run with the 42, but yet all of a sudden he's now getting behind the 21 and trying to have the 12 and the 10 to try to help him be able to get up there right now, folks. But yet Brody, he is on his own, and it looks like we're seeing that pack that we've seen going to the pitch. They're coming out right now. Well, Tiger NASCAR is leading the field out, and I believe that we might be seeing that could possibly be the 2 or the 38. I don't quite know that. No, the 38 just now going to the pits, so yeah, we'll definitely have a lead change, and that
He
might
is the
be
leader,
Brody.
the 38. Jason Cole, 65, is currently
But
the
here
leader.
comes Brody.
And Brody's coming to the tri-oval now. He will pass him on pit road. I believe the 42 is the current leader, with the 48 in second. Some of these guys are holding off. I mean, you look back through that pack, you look at the 42, you look at the 48. The 48's already gained more spots. Those guys are holding off. Those three Fords, I believe we have more fuel to save here. I believe we have more fuel to save, definitely.
Definitely looking really good for the 42. I've raced with Brody a couple of times. He's definitely fast, and he's definitely showing it right here in this
We
race
see
at
the
Talladega.
38 here coming back out onto the track. Is this pack going to just fly by him here? We're going to stay on Jason Cole through 1 and 2 here. Always Joker coming right up to him. He's going to try to hold the bottom. Always Joker going to be looking to the outside, I'm sure. Or is he going to get up to speed here? Nope, not going to look like it. The 38 goes high, then back low. 88 follows. And then goes low on him here. Back up high with him here.
Back up to the front in turn 1 and 2. Right now, from my point of view, the 48 is trying to get the 42 shaft. I don't know how the 48 got away from that Ford field, but yeah, it looked like the 48 is trying to catch up with his drafting partner in the 42 of Brody. But yet, it's starting to get very, very interesting. We did just see the start of the race that the Fords were dominating, but it looks like now the Chevys are dominating this race with Brody up front. You got the 48 P2, and looking like it might be the 12 P3. 21 P4, and then to finish round out the top 5, the 10th car of good old Wake TV JoJo.
And as we see these two Chevrolets here, Brody going to shift to the outside, the 48 to the inside, the 48 looking for some time in the front here. I believe he's good to go. He wants full throttle for the end of this run. These guys are going to be looking to pit first as well. As we shift behind them, we have the 10 car of Wake TV JoJo running in P3. In P4, we have the 12 of Devon Baseball, followed in P5 by the Overbeek and the 21 Wood Brothers Ford. As we shift to the back of the other field here, we have the 88 car of Always Joker running P6, the
Contact
38.
made by
3 wide here.
to 41.
Got some 3 wide racing here back here in this pack. These guys all over the place here as the 2 car shifts to the high line to follow Joker out into turn 1. The 38, Jason Cole on the inside with the 14 and the 1 behind him. The 41 looking to try to clear this inside line and maybe shift all these guys down. I'm not sure why they're not racing together. I'm not sure why everybody's not all caught up in one here. That's the only way they're going to catch these guys in front of them.
Man, it's definitely going to be
here
very,
they go,
very
straightening out right here on the high line. Always Joker possibly communicating that as he is the lead car of this pack.
Right now, this whole pack that you're seeing right here, folks, I believe they just need to work together. Regardless of them being a different team or not, they just got to work together to be able to get up to that front. Because if not, then you won't be able to get to the potential good points that you need. Regardless of this race, being happening before the next round, the way I see it is, folks, is that this race could potentially be a huge statement for each of these drivers, and I believe that's what they want to do tonight.
Absolutely. As we see the Ford pack here coming to pit road of the 12, the 21, and the 10. As we state again, that is Wake TV, JoJo, Overbeek, and Devon Baseball coming to pit road in the 3-4 train. We've seen them work together quite often tonight as they've ran P3 through P5, all 3 of those cars getting switched up. They're looking for a good run here. I believe this is the only other stop they're going to have to make in Stage 1. I believe they're going to be able to go green through here. And we should see some very interesting stage racing if these guys get all together. As we shift back to the 42 here, who's running P2 to the 48. The 48 with a sizable lead, as he still is the leader. The second pack catches these 3 cars rather quickly. They're going to go around them here. They're going to shift around.
It looks like
this pack in the back here, they're going to have to pit. And these guys that they just passed do not.
My biggest guess right now is with that 3-pack that just came out of the field, they definitely must have took 2 tires for them to be able to make it to them that quick with the way I see it.
Absolutely. They're going to have to definitely take 2 tires to get off pit road as we see the leader, the 48 of UB Buff Chonka, coming out of turn 2 down onto the back stretch. As we look back on the regular season, we've had Always Joker with a very sizable amount of points over Chanka as he ran P2 in the standings for most of the league, and he came in to the playoffs P2 from the regular season, and he's been doing a
Contact
very
being
well
made
job.
from the 41 into 1.
We have contact here. He was going to shift back to the field, the 41 to 88. These guys 3 wide going into turn 1, almost 4 wide. These guys racing really hard for position here. I'm not sure if we're going into the closing laps of the stage. Everyone trying to get to the front of this pack here. In front of this big train of cars as the 2 car of Sad Sack gets shifted to the outside as he falls back in behind the 14. The 88 and the 14 make contact down the backstretch. 14 gets shifted back out to the outside as the 88 looks. He's going to try to get the draft up to 17 here of Tommy and catch up to Devin, who is in the 12 in front of this pack. Over Beak 21. He is all alone in that Wood Brothers Penske affiliated car going down the backstretch now. In front of him is the 48 and 42, who we have not seen head to pit road yet. The 42 still trying to track in the 48, who has a sizable amount of lead in front of him. Oh, Chanka coming to pit road now. Here we go. We see Chanka down pit road. That is our active leader now.
And here comes the 42 as well. Here comes the 42 as well. I mentioned that's 3-4 field right there. My biggest guess right now is 2 tires. 2 tires, because you want to take 4 the first run, then the second run, go for 2.
Absolutely, and I'm trying to relay some communication here so I can get a picture of the stage finish in case we get any mistakes in the broadcast. We want to be able to give a very, very verified answer for the stage finish, as that is really important here. Those points carry on to the next round. And we see the 42 of Brody coming out of pit road. He's not going to catch this pack. It's going to go around him here as Devin Baseball leads the pack with a 38 of Jason behind him. The 17 Tommy there approaching, always Joker. The 4th car back with the 5, the 5th car back. The 1 car. Chip Ganassi Racing Chevrolet, the 5th car back. And we see Sad Sack, the 6th car back in this pack. These guys could just bunch up and run tight. I believe we would have a very, very interesting race. This pack would be very, very fast. But it seems like there's a lot of different kind of teamwork going on.
Yeah, it definitely is. As you can see behind the 48 Chanka, they're definitely approaching up to the 48 very, very quick.
Absolutely, and I'm not quite 100% on who is the current leader. I believe it could be the 48 of Ubi Buff Chanka with all this different pit road strategy going on. These guys going at different times, 2 different packs, 2 cars going way out in front. A lot of confusion to try and zone in on the position as NASCAR Heat 5. We beg you for a lap counter, and we beg you for a position ticker as well. Us broadcasters have a hard time of keeping track of all sorts of all these nice cars going around the racetrack, but hopefully we can give you guys a verified answer, of course, at the end of the stage of where these drivers finish.
But for right now, let's just enjoy the beautiful moment of the racing right now. But I do believe that 48 is currently leading at the moment as we ready to go up to the tryover here at Talladega Speedway. And it looks like a 12 car of Devin is getting ready to approach there with the help of the 38, and it seems like those two are working very, very together. They're getting very, very close up to the 48 car here soon.
Absolutely, those 2 drivers seem to have some kind of teamwork to catch this 48. That's going to have to be possible for drivers to win this race. We can't see this kind of spaced racing towards the end, the final stage. I believe these guys are going to keep it a lot more closer there. We're not going to see many guys shifting in and out of position as we see the 48 of Louis Bubchanka continuing the lead here. He's going to go high. Are these Fords going to go low? Nope, they're going to follow him up, and they're going to pass him on the high side. That's what they want. They want the outside coming out of turn 4. Nice move by Devin Baseball. And the 38 of Jason Cole to the outside of the 48 here. That 38
side by side.
The 12 could possibly move him out here.
And they're still going racing.
So. Still more racing to be done as the 12 leads the 48 down into turn 1. He's going to block. He's going to throw a block on the 48 as the 38 of Jason Cole right behind him here. Jason's going to be getting a good run off of turn 2. We'll see if he looks to the high side. The 12 left him out to dry when they got up to the 48. He didn't wait for him to clear him. Oh, and we spat throughout the pack. We see the 10 car hard in the outside wall coming out of turn 2. Hard contact with the 10 in the turn 2 wall as he's going to get off the pace severely from this pack up in front of him. Always Brody going to be coming up behind him. That is not what you want to see there. from the 10. Hard contact.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there was contact with
48
another
is
vehicle.
trying to get up into the inside, and yet he's trying to get to that inside bumper of Devin Baseball. But yet
Jason Cole
Devin
pushes it
Baseball
too
is
wide on
holding.
the outside. He's not going to get the run as long as that 12 stays at the bottom. You see them cross the line here. Still more stage racing to go. Here's the 12.
Still more stage racing to go. This has been some very, very good racing from the top three right now. Good job for all three of these drivers to just hold it in and be able to try to fight that number one spot and be able to get some stage points. As you see, the 38 is trying to move the 48 out of the way, but it's not looking like it's going to happen as long as the 48 sticks to the bumper of the 12 car.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And as we shift back from these three cars here, we see the 17 of Tommy, 14 of GG Diamonds, the one car as well of, Tiger NASCAR, the two car of Sad Sack behind him. Those are those guys behind this pack of three. If they can catch them, as we see Jason Cole making another move to the outside here. He makes another move up there. Hello, Zachary. Thank you for tuning in tonight in the Hennessy Performance Racing League here at Talladega. It's an amazing playoff race we're seeing as we're coming close to the end of stage one, we believe, as the 12 car of Devin Baseball is our current leader. The 48 of Ubi Buff Chanka right behind him, and Jason Cole coming in third of the 38 Ford for Front Row and Roush Fenway Motorsports.
Definitely been some very, very interesting. Just still going side by side with the 38, but it looks like the 38 is trying to push up to the 48, trying to go for three wide, but yet the 48 makes a little bit of contact to the 38, and yet Devin Baseball still holding that spot. They're still going side by side, making it three wide.
38 still looking outside. He's going to get there. He's going to get there on the 48.
Wow.
As we might see three wide coming to the line here for the stage finish. Could this be the last lap of stage one? The 48 edges out the 12.
The
He's going to edge out the 38 as well.
He's going to get it.
And the 48 going to cross the line first at stage one, with the 38 coming in second. The 12 car of Devin Baseball comes in third. And we shift back to the end of this pack here. We should see some more guys cross the line as the 17, the 88, the 1, the 14 car of GG Diamonds will restart this stage in fourth as he crosses the line. The 10 car as well of Wake TV JoJo rounding out the stage with the top 5. The 6 car of Sir Sad Sack, I believe, coming in 6th position, with the 1 car Tiger NASCAR coming in 7th. Rounding out the top 10 is the 17 of Tommy in the 17 Roush Fenway Front Row Motorsports Ford, as we see Always Joker coming around in 9th. And finally, the 10 car hanging out back there is, I believe, the 42 of Always Brody. And we see behind them even, I believe, is the 21, the 41, Mayhem Tomorrow. He's got heavy damage to that front end.
Wow.
And the 21 of Overbeak. Those guys were left out at the end of that stage. As we shift back through, we are going to restart on the leader, I believe, of Ubi Buff Chanka, who will be on the inside taking these guys to green.
Alright, here we go. Stage 2 right now with 38 up front. What a stage that is, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very awesome stage as we get ready to go green flag racing right now with the 38 up front. Here comes the 12 car. Could he be potentially getting a team help from the 14 of GG Diamonds right now? And it's looking like so far the 48 still holding that line with the 38 of Jason Cole trying to get down to the bottom. Yeah, you're seeing some. Oh, the 88 is down to the bottom, down close to below the 2 yellow lines right now. That's a big no-no in NASCAR. But as you see
the 38 getting a huge run on the inside with the 2 car there on his bumper. The 12 car, Devin Baseball, going to leave the 48 out to dry in the high third lane. As we see the Chevy of Always Brody looking behind him. He's up into the wall. He's going to get drafted back. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch this draft either. These guys are moving really quickly. I believe they're going to move away from him as we shift back to the current leader now of the 38 of Jason Cole. It's going to have to be a contact between the 48 and the 12 after this race. Probably a conversation in the hauler here, as we shall see, is contact between turn 2 at the beginning of stage 2. That will be a subject I'm sure those drivers will talk about in the future of the night. But meanwhile, as we head back to the front of the pack, the 38 of Jason Cole holding strong in the first position with Sir Sad Sack, and the 2 car Miller Lite Ford in second, with Tiger NASCAR in the Chip Ganassi Racing Chevrolet in third. Coming in at P4 right now is Always Joker in the 88 Chevy Goods car. P5 is the 14 of GG Diamonds rounding out the top 5. Coming in at 6 is Devin Baseball on this line, with 17th is Tommy. And coming in at, I believe, P8, that is the 41 car. 41 car of Mayhem Tomorrow. Mayhem Tomorrow, right the 10 car rounding out the top 10 with the 21 on his bumper.
Oh, looks like we might have a lead change. Right now, that will be the 2 of Surf Sack 2.
leading to the
Surf
lead
Sack
here.
Sack. Definitely saw us seeing a lead change, but yet there it is. Surf Sack 2, as we see 10 making contact to the outside right behind him, but yet we've seen contact made from the 10 car of Wake TV Dojo. But yet right now it's just
high. Surf Sack goes high to block Jason Cole on the outside. He leaves the one to the bottom. Turn 4.
Tiger NASCAR. Very, very interesting to see Tiger NASCAR. He pulled a move and yet he went for it. Very, very good stuff right there from that one car. The question is, can he be able to hold it right in front of Surf Sack? The thing is, though, is that, I mean, we've seen in stage 1, I mean, see how long your tires are going to last, but the question is, how long can your fuel last? Be it, what type of strategy will these drivers play out going it as we have stage 2 right now?
Absolutely. These guys are shifting back. Some guys, we see the leader take the lead for just a short amount of time and then want to shift back. We see the 38, though. He's all gas. He wants the lead down there on the inside. We might see these 3 cars on the inside have a decent bit of momentum as these cars all go to the high line above them. I believe they're going to honestly get Freight Train coming out of turn 4 here as the 2 car looks to the middle lane. Is he going to get Freight Train by the 88 on the outside? It'll be interesting to see what the 42 does here. As the 38 way down on the bottom, he's going to let everybody go by him. He wants to go to the back and save.
He's going to have to because
of what is Tiger NASCAR in the one Chip Ganassi Racing Chevrolet.
And always Joker in the 88 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet as well. It's about time we finally see him up in the top 5. He's been running now to the back of the pack. But yeah, it's good to see him working up there, up into the top 5. As you see the Chevys, I've been telling you this since the start of the race. Expect to see the Chevys run together. As you see Tiger NASCAR, you see always Joker, you see Brody, and you see UBI Buff Shonka be able to work together. The question is, how long can those 4 Chevys be able to stay up to the front like this? You know the 4 drivers are going to want us to be able to go up there and be able to stay consistency up front. The way I see it is that I believe that the Chevys can last out the 4s for quite some time until we get to the pit cycle.
Absolutely, and we see this one car of Tiger NASCAR here. As I review the point season standings, he was number 4 coming in the points. Did not have a win this season. He's looking for a win here tonight. Definitely, he wants to say he's won this season. I'm sure he wants to get that off his back. And what a better way to do it here at a track like Talladega, as he's currently the leader in stage 2. And what kind of person does he have behind him, though? The 88 car. The 88 and the 48 finished the regular season with a 100-point advantage over the rest of the field. 100 points between that advantage of second place and third place. And always Joker was 145 points above that third place car with 8 wins in the regular season, coming off his 9th win Monday night at Iowa. And I believe he's got a lot of momentum. He is the favorite for the championship, definitely, what these guys are thinking. And he's there, definitely. He's in second place. That's the biggest threat to Tiger NASCAR right now. I believe he wants to stay out front as long as possible. He wants to get that monkey off his back, like I said. And as we shift through this regular season finishing bracket here we see Surf Sack as well. One of those drivers that made it in off points but wasn't able to get a win. I'm sure he really would be looking for a win tonight as well in that 2-car Miller Lite Ford. As we also shift back to GG Diamonds, Devin Baseball, and Overbeek. Those 3 drivers all in the Fords there, the 14, the 10, and the 21. Those guys have not been able to capture a win in the regular season, as well as those 5 drivers are also looking for their first time in victory lane here in the Hennessy Performance Racing Cup Series.
Definitely been a very, very interesting race to say the least right now, partner. For our first time be able to get just a call a race with Hennessy, it's definitely been a very, very good experience already. Definitely see a lot of hungry drivers in the field right now, but yet definitely not only that, but definitely good to see the 1 car up there as Tiger NASCAR is leading the field at the moment. But yet the question is, though, is how long can he be able to last his lead? But yet, like I said before, pit cycle is definitely going to be the one definitely to check out for sure. But the question is, though, is that looking at the race right now, who do you think's got the strongest performance already, in your own opinion, there, Masopes?
I'm going to have to say the 48 of Ubi Bubchanka. Him and the 42 of Brody, they've had a sizable amount of laps, both of them in the first stage. Those guys were constantly out front. As you see the 1 car shift to the bottom here, he's going to be wanting to save fuel. We're going to shift to the leader, which should be the 88 of Always Joker, who has a Chevy train behind him. Those 4 Chevys have been able to get in front of this Ford field and lead this Ford field quite a lot tonight. We definitely see the talent in these Chevy cars as we shift to Always Brody running in P2 with a 48 behind him. These three guys right here, in my opinion, are going to be the winners. I think it's going to come from a Chevrolet. Based on their performance in the regular season and based on the momentum that they've carried into the playoffs, I believe those guys, one of those guys is going to end up in victory lane. Three of them not so desperate as the other, but as well, that has to rest some nerves on their shoulders coming into this race, knowing that they're clear. I'm sure all the drivers know by now that they're clear. No one's really frantically racing for the playoff spot, as all these drivers will find their way into the next round, which I cannot wait to get into that, as we will shift through the regular season. I believe just after Talladega, we will be going to Homestead, Miami, which is personally my favorite track on the NASCAR circuit. I think it's one of the most challenging tracks to race in the NASCAR Heat franchises. I think coming out of the turns on the exits is where we're really going to see a lot of interesting driving, and it should be an amazing race for the round of 12 in this Hennessy Performance Racing League.
Definitely very, very interesting for sure.
We see the 48 of Ubi Bubchanka now leading the field. And we just want to give a huge shout out as well to Ubi Bubchanka, who reached out to myself earlier today, and we got a lot of things done in a short amount of time for me to be able to put on this show for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Of course, that's the main focus here. And as this is our first time in the booth, please feel free after the show to message me privately on Discord and just critique me. Critique do any way you can. This is a passion of ours that we've just recently found, and we're really, really excited to be able to work with this many people and have such an opportunity to put on such a great show for you guys and all this passion that we share in the NASCAR Heat 5 franchise and with NASCAR itself.
Most of all, we definitely want to thank you to the guys who actually allowed us a chance to have the platform that we do, to be able to get a chance to call the race and be able to have some fun with you guys calling this awesome racing. For me, personally, definitely wanted to send a shout out to Always Joker. I messaged him because after I hear him, my partner, Masopes, who is definitely a good friend of mine, be able to get a chance to be up in the booth, I figured why not go ahead and just get a chance to join him in this awesome race. And thankfully, I get a chance to. Thank you to Always Joker. Thank you guys for believing in myself and Masopes to be able to be up in the booth, to call the action. Please just message the dude Redneck or Masopes to tell us what you thought about the race, tell us what you thought about the quarantine, and tell us what was your favorite part about the whole race in general. Most of all, just message us anytime, man, especially on Discord.
Absolutely, and we can't wait for the closing laps in this thing, the end of this thing, as we will be getting the top three drivers, the top three finishers, and someone who we felt might have had a chance to win, but just didn't quite make the cut. We'll be interviewing all those drivers on stream at the end, and feel free, drivers, to let us hear it. Please keep it stream friendly, of course, but like I said before, you guys could trash talk as much as you would like. I'm sure that would really spice things up in this series, and it'd be nice to just check that out. I wonder what the drama could cause here from those post-race interviews. They're always fun to listen to the drivers. We want to put on a professional show, but we also want to have fun up here in the booth. That's what this is about. That's what raised this league is, I'm sure, fun, is the main reason behind all of this. It's just we all share a common factor here. And I'm sorry, Jack Keeper, we do not have a lap counter on NASCAR Heat 5. As much as we've asked for a ticker, they just do not listen to us. Sadly, we do not know exactly what lap we're on. We are somewhere coming close to the first pit of Stage 2, as I do know that.
But right now, not only that, but yet, do also want to mention, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to my partner Masopes' YouTube channel. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to tell us how you feel about the race. And most of all, just anything you can. Show us some love. Subscribe, like, comment any way you can to Masopes' YouTube channel. Definitely want to check out his channel for Homestead Miami Speedway. Definitely going to be a great race for sure. And definitely don't want to stay tuned for those post-race interviews for sure.
As we see some cars shifting to the lead here, we have a lead change. The 10 car right now shifting to the front with the push. The huge push from the 12 of Devon Baseball. That is the 10 of Wake TV JoJo getting out front as we see some major contact going down the backstretch. Everybody goes way below the yellow here. Devon Baseball on the bumper of the 10 that pushed him out in front of the Chevy train as Ubi Chanka, gets pushed back to 6. We see the 14 back in P5. The 8 of Always Joker looking to the outside, trying to give his teammate that run around the 14. He's not going to be able to do it, as we see a lot of guys coming to pit road here. The whole field coming to pit road here. We might see some speeding as guys get on bumper. Devon Baseball getting a hard shove into pit road here. We'll see if that is a penalty for him.
if you do see somebody get turned around in the pits, that is because, with the way the pits are in this game. So if you see something weird, just ignore it. That's just the way we see it. But right now, right now I'm keeping an eye on Brody because that's the main guy I see winning this race. He's been insane up there throughout already the past 2 stages now, and I can see him having a good run in this race for him to potentially get a good win.
Absolutely. I'm going to be broadcasting right now on Wake TV JoJo's car, riding right behind him. I believe he might have been the first car on pit road. Nope, we see the 14 car get out front here, I believe. Excuse me, that is the 88 of Always Joker out front, as he is the leader exiting pit road. With Tiger NASCAR hot on his trail, those 2 cars are going to be able to link up and get ahead, possibly, if they can quickly get together, bumper to bumper here. That's going to get them the most advantage in stage 2 here.
I believe behind him, could that be the possibility the 10 of Wake TV Dojo? The question is, yes, that is behind him is Wake TV Dojo. And yet, behind him would be eventually, my guess is might be UB Buff Chonka. It is hard to say, but yet, right now we will try the best to see what happens for you at the rest of the stage here, folks.
Absolutely, and as these guys exit pit road and we get through this pit cycle, I'm going to go ahead and mention the actual 100% verified finishing order of Stage 1. Stage 1 came to an end, an amazing 3-wide finish between Ubi Buff Chanka, Jason Cole 65, and Devin Baseball coming in P3. P4 was the 14 Ford Stuart Haas of GG Diamonds. Coming in at P5 is a Stuart Haas teammate of Wake TV JoJo. Coming in at P6 is So Sad Sack and the Penske Racing Ford. Coming in at P7 is Tiger NASCAR in the Monster Energy Chevy. Coming in at P8 is the Roush Yates 750 horsepower package of Tommy J. Coming in at P9 is Always Joker in the Chevy Goods 88. And coming in at P10 is the Credit 142 of Brody.
Man, it's definitely been a very, very great race and from all the drivers. I mean, I haven't seen the caution besides the stage cautions. Definitely been some clean racing. But definitely been some action-packed racing as we're seeing right here at Talladega. So
absolutely, many lead changes throughout the night.
Definitely many lead changes for sure. But yet, glad to see Always Joker running up front, representing the Hendrick Motorsports, and to see Tiger NASCAR trying to be able to make a move. There comes the 21 of Overbeek trying to be able to work out something with the 38 of Jason Cole. But yet, it looks like Jason Cole is going to try to run the inside line. Definitely not the line you want to run, especially with the pack. So yeah, it is looking like it's going to be
Always Joker going to follow him down there on the inside. Maybe they're going to get the run here. He's going to give the run to the 38 of Jason Cole as the 10 follows him down. The 1 car left hung out to dry as the whole pack shifts to the bottom. The 88 back to the top to get back to the 1. And he is going to give up the lead to the 38 of Jason Cole on the inside.
And we could possibly see Wake TV Dojo right behind him, the 2 Fords be able to work together. But the question is, here comes Always Joker right behind him. You see Tiger NASCAR get behind him too. Wow, definitely a nice move from both the 88 and the 1 going down to the bottom.
He's going to follow the 38 all the way up the track, all the way back down to the track. The 38 trying to shake him off of him here. Trying to break that draft. The 88 hot on his trail, though, coming into turn 1 in the P2 spot. As we shift back through the field here, we have all these cars up in the pack. I do believe we might have a few guys left out. We do, as the 48 of Ubi Buff Chanka, he's in the back. The 12, he's behind this pack. The 21 is, the 12, the 14, the 42, and the 48. 4 cars shifted all behind this massive pack here of cars. As we welcome in our new viewers, thank you for joining us tonight in the Hennessy Performance Racing League here at Talladega. This is our first broadcast. Please feel free to comment and let us know how you feel about the racing, what we can do to improve, and how you guys enjoy your broadcast, as well as we see the 38 of Jason Cole 65 on the outside with Tiger NASCAR hot on his trail in the P2. Always Joker with 4 cars on the inside. 4 cars will beat 3 here at this track through the tri-oval. As Always Joker down there on the inside is the lead car as the 10 shifts back up. This momentum shifting back to the high side. Are these guys going to leave the 88 out to dry on the inside? It looks like it's going to be so, as the 17 in the back of this pack is always going to follow him up. The 38 back down the track. Contact. The 88 and the 10. The 10 car looks like it came all the way down on the 88 there. Did not see him below him there. Must have been some miscommunication, as the 10 car now is going to get hung out to dry on the outside. This whole bottom line underneath him. He might get let in by the 21, as Overbeek will let in the 10 car. Back in about the 5th car in line here in this pack. As we shift to the leader of Jason Cole 65, who's done a great job tonight. Managed to pull away with a very, very good, I believe it's P2 stage finish in stage 1. He's going to be looking for those points again. He claimed to be the underdog in the power rankings, but he did come in P3. a lot, from what I've heard around the stables and the garage, is that this guy is the underdog here coming into the playoffs. He's the guy that I guess people thought maybe shouldn't have been there. He proved his win wasn't a fluke, and well, he's definitely here. I believe he has a good shot at winning, especially if he can pull off another consistent Stage 2 finish. I believe he should be somebody there at the end that we should watch.
Definitely something interesting for sure right here, folks.
We see the 10 car now take the lead, the 38, getting shifted to the outside. Wake TV JoJo out front with Tiger NASCAR coming in right behind him. Sir Sad Sack in the third line. Third car back on the inside line. Overbeek in fourth. Fourth car back on the inside line. As we see two cars on the outside. Always Joker's right on his bumper. They're trying to keep as much momentum as possible. And they're doing a pretty good job of it there. Holding on, not getting shifted back. But I believe that inside line is going to pick up some momentum here going down into turn 1 and through the exit. And they are going to be able to be cleared, I do think. As Overbeek shifts to the outside. Jason Cole now leading the outside with Always Joker on his bumper. The 21 shifts back down to the inside behind the 41. As we see the 10 of Wake TV JoJo now out front yet again tonight, as we've seen him in this lead position. Tiger NASCAR, somebody who's searching for a win in P2, was unable to receive that win in the regular season, as well as the guy behind him of Sir Sad Sack. So both of those guys looking to make a statement, looking to prove themselves in this league, of course, wanting the competition to know, I'm here, I know the playoffs have started, and I'm prepared for it. Wake TV JoJo, he's somebody that throughout the regular season was very, very consistent. We've seen very confident runs from him throughout the year as well, as he pulled off one regular season win. Wasn't able to, get that momentum and maybe get a second win as Brody, or multiple wins as Mayhem Tomorrow and Chonka, and Always Joker, of course, coming in with 8. But he's definitely looking for his second victory tonight, as we see Tiger NASCAR on the outside getting a huge push from the 41. Maybe he can shift that momentum and we get a lead change here down the backstretch.
Potentially do that right now, yeah, definitely mention it. See the 88 and 1 trying to work together, but yet that line of forward is definitely working together. You see right now, Wake TV Dojo open a lead, along with the 2 car of Sir Sad Sack and the 21 of Overbeek. Definitely working a lot together, so yeah, definitely glad to see those 4 working together. But the thing is, though, is that could they potentially be able to have some much needed stage points that they need right now, folks? The thing is, though, is that I believe that Wake TV JoJo has the speed, he has the chance to be able to get himself a stage win that he needs.
Absolutely. I believe he's got a great chance of that. As he currently is the lead car with the 2 of Sir Sad Sack right on his bumper. Overbeek, 2021 coming into P3. As we see some contact. Oh, and a car hard into the outside wall. That's the 41. And we see him shift back down to the inside. A lot of contact there between the 41 and the 1 car as they still continue to beat and bang.
Wow.
Going into turn 3 here. The 48 of Ubek Chonka hard on the bumper of the 1. Some major contact between those 2 drivers. That might be as well. The 41 back down to the inside of Sir Sad Sack. That's going to be an interesting conversation in the NASCAR Hall tonight between the 41 and the 1 car. Tiger NASCAR, I believe, and the 41 of Mayhem Tomorrow. As these guys are coming, I believe, to the closing laps of stage 2.
What a race this is right now here, folks. Definitely surprised Tiger NASCAR saved it, and yet look at him be able to run up to the top 10. That's what he needs right now.
Absolutely, as we see these guys coming down. Always Joker now taking the lead in turn 3. What do you think, dude? What do you think these guys are going to be making here as the end of stage 2? How aggressive are they going to be?
I can see a lot of aggressiveness at this point, because you definitely want to be able to get some much needed points. You definitely want to be able to have a good spot for the next restart, and you definitely want to be able to try to do your best to save this fuel and tires. But the question is, could they be able to go to the next pit stop, or are they just going to be able to try to go out there and try to get those much needed points? But the way I see it is that there's the potential for each of these drivers to be able to work together and see what they can do to be able to gain some ground.
The 14 car hard in the wall.
41 spun out.
The 41 spinning as well.
Oh, the 14, the 17 collect him. That might be a first actual
wreck down the
backstretch.
And this does force a caution here. This does force a caution.
Out.
This is our first caution of tonight, I believe. As we see the 10 car, I believe the 88 was the leader there when the caution came out.
I believe so, but yet, as I mentioned,
to the 41, major damage to the 17, major damage to the 14. That is a tough break. And we do have, that is the end of the stage for that aggressive racing, as we see Always Joker take home the win. Coming into P2 is Wake TV JoJo in the 10. P3 is the 21 of Overbeat. P4 is the 38 of Jason Cole. P5 is the number 1 of Tiger NASCAR. P6 is the 12 of Devin Baseball. P7 is Sir Sad Sack in the 2. P8 is the 48 of Ubi Buff Chanka. P9 is the 42 Chevrolet of Brody. And coming in at P10 is Tommy J in the 17. And as we come back to the green flag here, this will be the final stage in the Hennessy Racing Performance League at Talladega. We should see really fast racing, really aggressive racing, and some amazing finishes here tonight.
And here we go, restart for the final stage of this race. Let's see how it goes here, folks.
Absolutely, as we see the 88 with a hard push from the 38 on his bumper on the inside. That momentum shifting as we see the 88 trying to get a sizable lead out front here. He wants to have some room. He really needs to have some space here. The 38 of Jason Cole hot on his bumper with the 1 car right behind him. The 48 closing in right behind him, and the 5 of Sir Sad Sack in P5. He's looking. He looks to the outside of the 48. He's going to shift back in line here. Nobody behind him. He doesn't want the momentum as we see the 42 car in the wall throughout the back of the field. And we see the 88 looking to claim win number 10 on the season right now as he's the leader of Stage 3. How important is that for him, do you think, to have that many wins? And how does that confidence level maybe affect him tonight? Did he have any nerves, do you think, coming into tonight?
I don't think so. The way I see it is, like, as long as you have enough wins, I believe you should be able to do what you do best and just go out there and just have a really good performance. Regardless of how many wins.
We see the 1 car get loose off the bumper of the 1. I mean, excuse me, the 88 get loose off the bumper of the 1.
Regardless of how many wins you've had in this series, regardless of how many wins you've had in general, you got to have a really good confidence level going into every race, regardless of it being a super speedway, short track, 1.5 miles, doesn't matter. The way I see it is that you have to have a really good performance. You've got to have the confidence to say, well, you know what, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to do what I do best, I'm going to go run my line, run my race, and be able to try to have the best finish I can possibly have for that night.
Absolutely. As we see Tiger NASCAR, he's found himself in second place on the inside line multiple times tonight, running in P2 in the line. I believe he's going to be one of those guys that we might want to interview post-race, because he has been at the nose of this field all night long. He hasn't got a win yet. It'll be very interesting to hear his side of the story and his journey on trying to get a win in this series as he shifts to the outside now to follow the Chevrolets. Looks like the Chevrolet's going to try to find some momentum, get out in front of this Ford field on the outside as we see all the Fords to the inside here. This is when the manufacturing teamwork comes into play. All the Fords on the inside. The Chevy's trying to find the momentum to go down. They're not going to be able to do it because Brody wasn't clear of the 38 there. They didn't want to leave him out to dry. So Sad Sack way back in the 2. He's way back there. He shifts up to the outside to get the draft off this high line as we see these cars side by side down the backstretch, heading down into turn 3.
Definitely been some crazy racing right now. He sees the 88 trying to. We thought it was going to help the 1 out, but looks like the 42 is going to be able to help the 1 out. But here comes the UBI Buff Chunk trying to push the 88 along with the 21. But yet here comes that outside line. But here comes the 38 trying to squeeze in. But he will not be able to get it right now.
Hard into the tri-over wall.
Ooh, could that be a potential caution or no? He's still going. He's still going.
He's still there on the field as we have the 88 having to block 3 lanes of traffic as the 3 wide behind him coming through turn 2. The 48, the 38, and the 10 really close together here. These guys are going to hold their line here. They don't want to mess anybody up. The 38 goes up to side draft the top line. He's not going to be able to clear in on the inside, I don't believe. It's Sir Sad Sack. He's going to get the position on him, and the 38 is going to have to drift to the outside. The 14 will follow. The 14 will go back down to the bottom as we have a new leader now as the 21 of Overbeek, 2021, is now out front with Devin Baseball, the Penske-affiliated teammate, right behind him. We have the 10 car, a Ford as well, right behind him in Stuart Haas, with the Stuart Haas 41 behind the 10 as well on the inside. The inside looking really close together here.
Oh man, right now, look there, look at the 21. I've been mentioning the 21. He could potentially have some really good runs, but yet he's definitely needing a good race for him for sure. trying to prove a statement right now, and it's looking like it. Along with him, behind him is that 12 machine of Devin Baseball. Devin Baseball could. These two could work together. I mean, we've seen them run together all throughout the whole race, and it seems like they're very, very comfortable with where they're at. I believe behind him could be a potential that might be, the same. That could be the 10 car of Wake TV Dojo. Yes, it is, because we mentioned, the first stage, we've seen these three cars work together, and we've seen that exact same thing here in the closing laps of the race.
Absolutely, this last stage is going to have the most pit stops, I believe, of the night, as we'll see these guys come to pit road twice, I believe, during this green flag run. As we see the 2 car get shifted to the outside. I'm going to go back to the ticker here of when I received the stage 2. When stage 2 ended, there was probably 34 laps on the ticker here. I believe we went through about 8 to 10 of those so far. We should be somewhere in the 20 to go range now. Somewhere below 30 to go, 20 to go, somewhere in that range.
Ooh. Like so far, we are getting to the closing laps of this race here, folks. Right now, you're definitely seeing the 21 of good old Overbeek and up in the lead. He's definitely feeling very, very comfortable. But yet, you see the 10 car trying to push the 12, trying to get to the inside bumper of Overbeek. But yet, that is not going to happen at this case right now, folks. But yet, it is looking like he's trying to hold it in the best way he possibly can. As you see Overbeek trying to be able to lead that field of fours with Devin Baseball and with the good old Wake TV Dojo. He's definitely holding his line for sure. But my question is, Masopes, how long do you think these cars can be able to run together? How long do you think they can last before once again we get to the final laps, and not only that, be potential a good green flag stops?
Absolutely. I see the 21 of Overbeek right now has the control car of this field. I believe he's going to take everyone to pit road when the time comes. I believe these guys are going to want to stay as close together as possible. You want as much momentum in the last pack coming to the white flag as possible, so there's enough room to make your move on the outside, to make your move in the middle, or to go to the bottom. And we see the 21 and the 12, both of these guys unable to capture a win in the regular season. They're really looking for a win here tonight. You want to see these guys end up in victory lane because they are the underdogs. They cleared off on points. They didn't really state themselves in the regular season, but definitely looking for a statement now as we see the 21 holding that lead with 2 Fords behind them. And we see the 10 car possibly getting shifted out of line here. Not quite yet. The 48 making aggressive moves in the back of the 41's bumper there for P5 as he shifts to the outside. He's going to get shifted now as the 38 clears that position as the 5th car on the inside, with Sir Sad Sack as the 6th car on the inside behind him. And the 7th car on the inside as well is the 14, as we see the 1 car of, I believe that is Tiger NASCAR, shifting to the outside with the Chevy train of the 48 and the 42. Tommy J way off the pace in the pack. I believe he might have had some contact with another vehicle in stage 3. Maybe he's on a different pit strategy. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the 17, as he is the only car that has been shifted outside of this pack of 11, I believe.
Definitely been a very, very interesting race right now, folks. It's going to get very, very interesting with the closing laps of this race. But the question is, how long can Overbeek be able to last his lead right now, folks? Just right now, as far as my pick, I picked Brody, but so far it's looking like it's starting to be Devin Baseball. He's looking very, very strong. He's been running up there for the past top 5s. I believe we'll see that 12 machine be able to get to the lead and potentially win this race.
Absolutely. He's looked very good all night, as well as that 3-car train of the 21, the 12, and the 10. As the 21 and the 12 are on the same team, as the 21 is Penske affiliated in real NASCAR and in also this Hennessy Racing League series. They are affiliated in some way or somehow. Those guys have to communicate throughout the week. So as they are the top 2, I believe they've possibly had the best communication besides that Chevy train. When we see those 4 Chevys get together, we see them go to the front. I think if they could do that, which they are here now, as we see the 88, the 48, and the 1 on the inside, the 42 just going to have to get to the bumper of the 1 here, and those guys are all going to be together. I think that's the only challenge for that 10, 21, and 12 coming to the checkered flag tonight.
I believe so. I believe you're right there, partner. Definitely been one heck of a race. What do you think about this race from the start and get ready soon to be to the ending of this race? What do you think about this race?
We've seen it be very, very clean tonight. I think we have a high level of professionalism when we see these drivers. As we see some guys split off the pit road, the 21, the 12, the 10, and the 14 and the 41. The Stewart-Haas guys merging with the Penske guys here, working together. The only Penske guy who didn't make it to pit road was Sir Sad Sack with them. I believe he's going to be on a different strategy as we shift back up to the field. We'll go to the 88 now, who is the current leader of this pack in Stage 3.
Always Joker. We got Always Joker right behind the 88, and we also got the UBI Bushchanka right behind him. And then we also see the 42 of Brody. Or no, excuse me, sorry, Tiger NASCAR, then Brody. And you also see the 38 Jason Cole and the 2 car of Surfside Sack right behind him. But yet, the question is, are they going to be able to last these tires, or are they going to try to go for 4, or we're going to go for 2? I'm going to go check to see how the rest of that field is.
And we see this Chevy pack go to the field. We have 2 guys tagging along right there. That's the Roush Yates 38 the Roush front row. As we see the 42 gets turned on the pit road there, I believe that is a massive glitch. Check out that glitch, guys. As we see the 42 skating down pit road. That's very interesting, for say the least.
We've seen a lot of glitches in NASCAR heat, so yeah, this doesn't surprise me, not one of them.
Absolutely.
NASCAR heat, if you definitely see these glitches, please listen to our voices and fix these glitches, bud.
And we're going to go shift back now to the pack that pitted the lap beforehand. That's over Big 21. He's leading that pack with teammate Devin Baseball right behind him, and the Stewart-Haas train follows those 2 cars. This teamwork right here between these 2 teams, this communication, it's huge. As the 12 gets shifted to the outside 41. There. The 41 says the Stewart-Haas train wants to lead this line here. We want to be in the front of this pack. As he shifts the 12 to the outside with some contact, the 12 going to be able to fall in as the 4th car run on this pack. And they're going to be, you see these guys in front of them here coming out of the pits. We'll see if this pack is going to fly by them by pitting a lap early, or we're going to see if they're going to be together as Tiger NASCAR gets held up on the penalty on Stage 3. We hate to see that
lap down now
for the Chip Ganassi Monster
down.
Energy Chevy.
Could be a lap down now, but yet you also see the Chevys making their approach to the other cars, potentially get a chance to lap them. But the question is how long can the Chevy field and see the 38 get ready to be lapped, and he will.
I believe the 38's already pitted. The 38 is already pitted. He was with the lead pack. He's on the lead lap, as well as these other 4 cars in front.
Alrighty.
Hello, Colby, Luca. Thank you for tuning in tonight to the Hennessy Racing Performance League. We appreciate your viewership, and we appreciate you tuning in tonight as we are in the closing laps of Stage 3 and what should be an amazing finish here at Talladega.
We appreciate all of you guys coming out and having fun with your boys up in the booth. The dude Redneck and Masopes up in the booth, having a lot of fun in the NASCAR Hennessy performance right now. And it seems like right now we're definitely getting close into this race right now, folks. Sorry for stuttering. My excitement is just hard to contain right now. As you see right now, it doesn't look like this Ford is trying to get up there, but I don't see how these Chevys are not losing that pack right now. I mean, just 4 cars.
Absolutely, right 4-car train. That is the leader right now. I believe the 48 of Ubi Bubchanka. He's been in the lead all day today. The 42 of Always Brody on his bumper, and we see the 2 car of Sir Sad Sack, the 3rd car in line, as I believe Always Joker. I'm going to shift to him here. I believe he might have lagged out, and he did. The regular season champion who has dominated this series has lagged out of the race. That is a contender that we will no longer see tonight. Always Joker, a very tough break to say the least, as this is now a 3-car pack in front of this, I believe, 6-car train of Penske and Stewart-Haas. There's a two Chevrolets right now are in contention for the win, the 42 and the 48. I know they're on different teams, but how much are they going to have to work together for one of them to pull this off?
I say they're going to have to do whatever it takes for them to be able to hold up this line and try to be able to go to the final lap. The way I see it is this race is definitely going very, very crazy. But yet right now, as far as strategy-wise, with the 2, the 42, and the 48, I say stay up there. Stay up there as long as you can. Try to hold the rest of those 4 drivers right behind them, because otherwise you'll definitely be in a good place to have a good finish with the closing laps to this race. But right now, it seems like Ubi Bubchanka is definitely enjoying his lead with Brody and Sir Sack. But the question is, how long can this line of forwards be able to potentially get up to them? But the question is, my mind's boggling. I don't see how these are not come up to them already.
Absolutely. I have no idea how these guys
insane.
haven't caught him already. These 3 cars have managed to hold themselves to a sizable lead. And when I say these 3 cars, the 42 is really doing all the work here. He's bumper to bumper with the 48, and we don't see the 2 car on his bumper. We see him just hanging off that draft, keeping him straight, keeping speed in that line. And I think that's the key right there, is that 2 car is really not putting the 42 under pressure, letting him do his job on the 48, just letting him push that car. And that's all that's going to be the difference maker, I think, if these 3 cars can pull out a win, rather than we see a whole pack try to compete for the checkered flag coming out of turn 4.
Man, what a race this has been, folks. Definitely going to keep an eye on this line of forwards, but yet this line of forwards has been very, very interesting, to say the least. Definitely been very, very crazy. Been very, very hectic, and all of that. But just, man. The question is, how long can they be able to stay back there? Because you know they want to be able to go up to the front and say, you know what, screw you guys, I'm going to work my way up to the front. And that's exactly what they're trying to do here.
Absolutely. As we see Overbeek 2201, he's one of those guys that came through the regular season without a win. He wants to be there. He wants to have that win. And here he is right now in P4 behind this pack, trying to catch them, trying to get up there, trying to do whatever he can to get there. As we see here, they're just not making up enough ground. They're not making up enough ground. And if this is how it's going to be, there's going to be 3 cars competing for the win rather than 9.
Oh, man. Oh, the 41 gets bumped down by the 14, but yet he still saves it in between the 21 and the 14.
We shift through this field of forwards here. We have the 21 of Overbeek, the 41 car of Mayhem, who's captured multiple wins this season as 3. The 14 coming in right behind him of GG Diamonds, unable to retrieve a win this year. Devin Baseball, unable to retrieve a win this year in the 12. And we have the 10 of Wake TV Jojo, being able to succeed with 1 win. And I believe the 38 of Jason Cole, someone who's also received a win this year. I believe he is someone that we need to watch for all night tonight. Being, outside the points, he did not have, he was outside the cut line. He got in off his victory, and I think that's huge for him. That is why I believe he is the underdog. He's going to have to prove himself in these final laps here if he wants to be able to continue on. As I said before, all these guys are advancing to the next round, but you want momentum. You want that second win. You want those points, that boost, I believe.
Definitely want to come into Homestead, Miami Speedway with a lot of momentum. But yeah, there's one person that we have not got a chance to talk about, and yeah, definitely a rough break for the 17 with Tommy J. Definitely hate that for him, but with all the contacts he's had, definitely been a rough night for that 17 machine.
Absolutely, and well as that speeding penalty with Tiger NASCAR as well. He's going to have to get held up. I believe here coming to the line, we should be here closing in on the final laps of this stage 3. I'm not sure when these guys are going to have to make a break for pit road again, but it should be sometime soon as we see the 48 and the 42 and the 2 car of Sad Sack out front. The 2 car, the only one of those 3 guys that hasn't got a win this year. How much is his anxiety going up? He's got 2 cars in front of him to pass. That's not as bad as 6 or 7.
No, definitely not as bad at all. Been very, very crazy to say the least, but yet not only that, but yet it's definitely been some good racing, but yet the thing is, 2 car. My question is, how long can his patience last behind those 2 Chevys? The question is, how long can he handle just being behind them, start running P3? You know he's going to want to make a move and say, you know what, I'm going to make the inside, and I'm going to work my way up to be able to win this race for that 2 machine and the Penske forward. But yet, the question is, when? How long? But other than that, the 2 should be able to, as long as he keeps running up with the 42 and 48, potentially with closing laps, you're going to see the 42 try to make a move, and then you're going to see the 2 going with either the 48 or the 42. So yet, any chance that the 2 car can get is definitely something that he's going to be needing with the closing laps of this race.
Absolutely. As there's about a car length between them. I believe he's been saving fuel possibly. Maybe so when these guys have to go to pit road, he can stay out, as well as those Ford pack that's been possibly saving fuel behind them as they have not caught them. Very surprised to not see 6 cars catch 3 here on the largest oval in NASCAR. A track that's been around since 1959, was constructed in 1959, and then proceeded to have its first event in 1961, where it was Talladega Superspeedway from 1961 to 1973, where after 1973, a curse happened around Talladega, where multiple drivers, a driver lost his life in the 1973 Talladega race, and multiple drivers stepped down from competition after that. After that moment here at this track, we've seen a lot of different type of fatalities from it comes off the track or on the track. With the tragic death of Davey Allison in the 1990s, we've seen guys' careers get ended here at this track, and such a historic track to race at, and such a historic track to win at as well, as it is probably the most exciting track on the circuit for 3-wide, 4-wide, and 5-wide racing, which we haven't seen much here tonight, but I think that's just solely because of the amount of cars we have in the field. Hopefully as this next season progresses and this playoff run its course, we'll have a lot of guys to broadcast and to hopefully, race ourselves in this series, rather it be in the lower series or the Cup Series. I'd love to get in the competition here, as the competition level seems very fierce among the Hennessy Racing Performance League.
Definitely been some good competition, to say the least. Definitely been enjoying the racing as of late. But yet, you mentioned whatever series we got, whether if it's the higher series, whether if it's the lower series. Either way, I know that with some of the Xfinity series and potentially the Truck series, there's been nothing but great competition.
We see the leaders here. We see the leaders coming to pit road. The 42, the 48, and the 2 car. All three of those guys coming to pit road.
Also the 17 too.
And we see the 38 coming down. We saw guys coming to pit road just before them that we didn't get to catch. Sorry about that, but we did not get to catch the cars behind them coming to pit road, and that's the 14 car. He is currently the first car out of that second pack that pitted a lap before off of pit road. This is the final pit stop of this race. That was the money stop. What did everybody take? What did everybody do? Where's everybody going to come out at? As we shift through these cars on pit road here, we're going to see some guys come off. Who's going to come off first in this lead pack? As we see Tiger NASCAR coming off. Him and the 17 were not the leaders when they came in. The leader right now is still the 48 of Ubi Buff Chanka. With the 42 on his bumper, we see some contact. The 48 going to get moved around by the 42. Is the 42 of Brody going to be the lead car here? GG Diamonds just now coming across the finish line with that other pack, as they're not going to be able to catch them. I believe that was a different kind of stop between that lead pack of Brody and the 48, as I believe the 48 of Ubi Buff Chanka is currently the leader. Brody, and the 42 is currently the leader with Ubi Buff Chanka close behind. All right on his bumper.
Definitely right on his bumper right now, but yet seeing Brody up there in the lead right now, knowing that, but yet you also see the one, someone that we definitely didn't mention, Tiger NASCAR is definitely up there with him.
I believe he is a lap down, dude. I believe he is a lap down, as well as the 17.
Well, regardless of if you're a lap down or not, you could potentially help out the leaders. You could potentially say, hey, you know what? Hey, I need some help. And then next thing you know,
absolutely, I believe that's what he's doing right now, being that third car in line on the inside for his teammate of Brody the leader and the fellow Chevrolet in the 48 of Ubi Buff Chanka. I believe he wants to add an extra car to that line. They want to pick up more speed. This Ford is going to do the opposite. This Ford is going to want to get in front of these guys, slow them down as much as they can for that 38 who was off that pit cycle behind them.
Wow, but yet it doesn't matter because they're trying to go on the outside of that 17, but yet the 17 could possibly get to the one strap, but yet we don't know yet. 3 cars on the outside, but yet here comes our leader, Brody, Ubi Buff Chanka, Tiger NASCAR, and the 17 of good old Tommy.
Absolutely, Colby. We have no idea what is going on with the Tigers, man. Tires, excuse me. It's just a glitch that suddenly found itself back into the game again from NASCAR Heat 4. Hopefully they'll get that fixed soon, as it is absolutely horrid to watch. I understand. But we appreciate you tuning in and giving us the support here in the Hennessy Performance Racing League. May I ask as well if you're around in this league much, if you've heard about it before, and how do you feel about the race? Please let us know in the comments section, Colby. As we see the 42 of Brody still remaining in the lead with the 48 right behind him. These 2 cars right behind them is the train. Are we going to see this lead pack behind them pick up speed, or are we going to see these guys shift back, as they are too wide all around in that final pack?
Another thing I do got to mention, to the NASCAR Heat servers, please, if you're hearing us, don't make us wait another month for another update just for pointless ones. Please fix these updates soon.
Absolutely. We are begging.
And plus, not only that, but give us an update. Please give us like lap counter, a chance to be able to see who's where, points counter, whatever it is, positions, whatever. Just do something is what we're asking. But right now, 90 point. Right now, we're focusing on our leader, Brody. Phoebe Buffs Chonka up in the lead, and yet, we're definitely seeing the one of Tiger NASCAR trying to work with them, but it seems like the 17 is trying to make things worse for that one machine.
Absolutely, as he's holding on to his draft, possibly holding him a little bit back from these top 2 cars. And Colby, thank you for your comment as well. Interesting to say about the trucks. Congratulations on your second place finish. As I am sorry you were not in a must-win situation. You did get to advance. Hopefully next season in season 2 we'll be able to broadcast some of the trucks as well and see your action. If not, maybe you will move up in the Xfinity Series, as well as we have plans to broadcast for all 3 series in this league. We want to give you guys such an amazing show, as this is a really well-developed league. Something that's really something we've been looking to find as a show ourselves, to just come out here and broadcast, do something that we love to do. As we come to the closing laps here, the 42 of Brody and the 48 of Ubi Buff Chonka, multiple-time winners this year. Ubi Buff coming in with 3 wins this year, and the 42 of Brody coming in with 2 in the Cup Series. These 2 guys have performed really well throughout the regular season, and they finished at the top of the line in the regular season. Ubi Buff Chonka finishing second. I believe it's Brody. I will get a quick check on his regular point season standing as well, as he finished in the 9th position with a few races missed, but multiple wins. Definitely secured his spot. These guys looking to secure another one tonight, as they are a considerable amount ahead of any competition, as these 2 cars that are with them, I believe, is a lap down. I'm not 100% sure on that, so when we get the finishing results, we will release them, and we will have our post-race interviews with our drivers as well. But for now, it is the 42 and the 48 show. These guys showed from stage 1 that they had the teamwork and the ability to get way out in front. They knew they could work together to get this advantage that they've got over the field. And the 42 just looking really good tonight. He's led a lot of laps. The 48 as well has led a lot of laps. We're definitely going to have to interview both of these drivers after this race as well to hear what they have to say about this. As we see the 48 make a shift to the outside, could this be in the closing laps here, possibly closing down to maybe 5 to go. Tiger NASCAR is going to go with him and not help the teammate of the 42. He's going to push the 48 to the lead as he gets behind the 42 now. And Ubi Buff Chonka holds a decent lead out in front here.
I was going to mention, Tiger NASCAR, could he be a really big factor in this race? And it looks like he can be, but right now, Ubi Buff Chonka is definitely holding out in front of Brody. Definitely something that he's thrilled about, definitely something he's happy about. Definitely been some good racing for sure.
Absolutely. As we see the 1 car now coming to the outside of the 42, he may be looking for a shove from the 42. Maybe he can get that run on the outside. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, though, as the 42 is going to hold that 2nd place position. He's going to try to get the draft at the 48, but it doesn't look like he's going to quite succeed, as the 48 trying to break that draft, trying to hold on to that lead as much as possible, I'm sure, and hopefully secure a 4th win on the season.
That's what he's trying to do right there, folks.
Absolutely. As we see, coming to the closing laps, we should be here within a 5 to go mark, I'm sure, somewhere around that area. Excuse our inability to keep up with the laps, as with all these different cars, it is very challenging to be able to remember, as we do not have a lap ticker, we do not have a lap counter, we do not have a position counter. So all of this is just our feedback of what's happening in the race, and the best of our ability to communicate it to the stream. As we do know, though, the 48 is the leader, and the 42 car is in P2, I believe. The 1 and the 17, I don't believe they're in contention for the win now, as they went a lap down in the last pit cycles, I believe. I could be incorrect about that, but we shall see as these closing laps are definitely coming to an end here at Talladega.
Definitely for sure. And by the way, if there are any guys that want to get a chance to have a talk with me and with Masopes, for us to be the new guys, make sure you guys hit us up in Discord. We'll love to have a chat with you. Definitely love to talk to y'all and just be able to get a chance to meet new people around this league here for sure. So far, looking like the 41 and Mayhem tomorrow is leading the rest of that Ford pack, but yet I don't think that they're going to have enough time to be able to get to our leaders here. But yet, if that is the case, but yet looking like our P3 might be Mayhem tomorrow, then Devin Baseball right behind him, looking like 14 is around. 14 is around. Could that be a potential
hard on the inside? Not sure if we're
GG
going to get a
Diamonds.
caution here. As we see this pack back here starting to finally make up some ground on the leaders, I believe. So they might finally start shifting into contention, as they are also coming out of turn 4 as the leader approached the tri-oval. That is the leader of Ubi Buff Chanka.
And he's looking like he's crossing, but yet here comes on the outside line of the 42.
And that's
Brody.
the race right there. Ubi Buff Chanka coming in with the win here at Talladega. The 42 car of always Brody, I believe, P2. As we shifted this pack behind them, it is the 41 of Mayhem Tomorrow, possibly in P3. We're going to go ahead and start sending out invites immediately to these drivers. I'm going to go ahead and try to get a verification on the finishing order.
Definitely been some good racing here, guys. Some good racing.
And as well, we're going to go ahead and send out our invites to Ubi Buff Chanka. Brody, as always, as we are waiting for the final results here. And are you sending out some invites currently? I'm going to be trying to find the finishing results here. I don't think we have any currently as we are looking through. We're going to want to go ahead and apologize for any kind of language that we receive. If it's not kept stream worthy, then that's fine, of course. But we're going to go ahead and interview these drivers. There's a lot of different kind of opinions going on in the chat, as we have invited our winner of tonight's race as well. I believe Ubi Buff Chanka. Mayhem Tomorrow as well. As well. And while we wait for these guys, what an amazing race put on here at Talladega. Is we're going to shift the lobby screen over to the winner of the 48 Ally Chevrolet of Ubi Chanka. We're going to shift over to his car real quick, let the viewers get a nice clean look at who won tonight. What a performance as well. He ran up front all stage long in all the stages. We believe that Ubi Buff Chanka, he says he did not get an invite. We're going to try to shift that invite one more time as well. Try to shift to Brody. I'm going to have to change the party settings to public, I believe. We're going to get these guys in here. As well, can you send out invites to Mayhem and Brody?
Let me go ahead and see real quick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be paused on my screen, so yeah, just give me a moment. Let's see if we can get these guys up in here.
Let's see here, and we have sent out invites. I'm not sure if these guys have logged offline yet. We're hoping we can hear from them before we shut this amazing stream down of what was an awesome race here at Talladega Super Speedway. Great performance by the Hennessy guys. Just everybody really held it together tonight. We saw a lot of one lane racing. Not much really picked up until there at the end of the stage, where we saw guys making erratic moves to the outside to hopefully try and get that edge and get to the finish first. As we have our winner and our absolutely dominating performance from the 48 machine of Ubi Buff Chanka, we're going to send it over to him now. Just tell us what you thought about the early stages of the race and how you were able to come out of pit road with Brody on your bumper and be able to get that win.
It was really crucial. Our 4-car pack that we had at the end, it just turned out to be faster than that other pack that had like 7 or something. Not really sure how, but it's more organized, I guess.
Absolutely, that was definitely the factor. As we saw that there's a group of 6 or 7 cars there chasing you guys. Those 3 cars there coming to the end. As we saw you pick up the 1 and the 17. those guys, those 4 cars, they really kept it organized. The 42 was giving you a lot of pressure on the bumper there. We saw that as a really good force of communication between you two, and what really ultimately won you guys the race.
Hello.
Hello. We have P2 coming in the 42 Credit 1 Chevrolet of Brody. You ran up front all night tonight as well, man. Right around the 48. You guys hung up with each other in stage 1 and stage 2, and you guys were there in the end as well to have a sizable amount of lead on the 6 Ford train that you guys were able to outrun there in the closing lap. So tell us why you didn't make that move on Brody there. I mean, excuse me, Chanka, coming to the checkered flag. Were you kind of being patient maybe, or did you just want to? Oh, wow, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. It was a great points placing. We saw you up front for most of the race, of course, and you looked like you were going to definitely get a win there. You were the 48 were definitely our favorites throughout the race as we watched you guys dominate the field and get out in front. As we see always Joker having some comments in the Discord of Chevy's better than Ford. I'm going to let him go ahead and turn it over to him now as unfortunately the regular season champion who has absolutely put these guys on the ropes throughout the regular season. We're going to turn it over to him and give us his side of before he lagged out and what he thought about the race. Oh, you didn't? You didn't lag out? Wow. We didn't see your car from one moment in the stream. It's like your car just kind of wasn't there anymore. That was interesting. We completely did not see the 88 car after a certain point. Wow, so we didn't see that at all actually. That was very interesting. Very interesting glitch for sure. Well, congratulations on the 3 Chevys coming in 1, 2, 3 tonight. How do you guys feel one last time about coming into Homestead, Miami? Personally, the most difficult track on the circuit, as what I feel like, as the exits of the corners, just really tricky for some people. How are you guys going to manage that compared to others? We'll start off. We'll start off with anybody. Anybody. Go ahead, Brody. Absolutely. That the wheel definitely comes into play with a huge advantage. How about you other two? Are either one of you guys on wheels, Chonka or Joker? So how are you guys facing the adversity with knowing Brody's on a wheel and can control the exits better than you two? Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the 3 Chevys tonight who were able to pull off an amazing win. You 3 guys have really solidified yourself as favorites in this postseason. Brody, Joker, Ubi Chanka as well. You guys are in the top 5 in the playoff standings from what I've received. And just good luck going forward. I can't wait to be in the broadcast booth again with my fellow co-caster, Do Redneck, and be able to put on a great show for you guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity as well. Absolutely, and as we say, thank you to the viewers for as well for tuning in to Hennessy Performance Racing here in the Cup Series at Talladega.